Hi, how are you? This is Phillip Guan, CPA. Welcome to the classes Straight Text Software. This is for the year 2025. This is class 10. The Straight Text Software originally creates our classes, and class number 10 up to now we don't have yet. So I create this class number 10 based on the class number 8 and add on the new stuff. Okay. So now, how do you know is class what? You look at the last number of the social, which is like year number. The number 8, that's class 8. It's 7 is class 7. So on. Okay. So now, obviously, this was come from class A. Therefore, it was original from husband and wife. There's no kid in the class A. And then I remember this was 120K, something like that. So I changed it. I changed it for the purpose to training. Like that. Now, and then the wife was originally have like 180K, something like that. Now, I'm not gonna go for detail of the original what is there, like the married by Johnny, husband, wife, basic information, mail address, all the things in here. I'm not gonna say it anymore. Now, number 2 is what we add on it. Well, that's not something new. It's the kid dependent. I call smart kid. Obviously, that makeup number, right? So it's also the makeup number, birthday, and they're living with the taxpayer. Whatever box they apply. Now, remember there are 2 tabs. This is dependent and exit, like that. There's another tab. You need to, and you can take a picture of this. This is not the real client, so this is pretty much a standard answer for these tabs. The obvious down here, there are boxes need to apply. So for someone like them, you can be a school, right? But health insurance always have, right? Even from just newborn to someone's 80, 90. So whatever you have it, apply it, check it. And then number here, when you working with us, you will assign a mentor to with you. Then when you have a question, you can always ask the mentor. At the end, your mentor will cite the great learner, and certificate. So we're not looking for perfect. We're looking for someone make the best effort. So now next one, page down 2 times and go to the next one. This is daughter and 19 years old. So obvious this one, right? And then now, even though Nancy go to school out of their state of California, for example, let's say assume they live in state of California, go to New York or any state. For income tax purpose, they still consider as a dependent live with the taxpayer at home, the state of California. That's legal. Now, they also okay to file tax return Nancy by herself or become a dependent on others, file that, and then also dependent in here. So we can compare which way is better, and then we can do the best. Now, because in the W-2, we have withholding further in California, but with the self-employer, there's no withholding have been taken. So therefore, the wife was paying estimate tax $5,000 per quarter for federal and $2,000 per quarter for state. As you have the estimate tax in the left side for 2025, you should also do estimate tax for 2026. Okay. Now the funny part is in state of California, It is franchise tax, but sometimes when you choose this one, doesn't work, and you actually have to go this. But it's understandable when you go to California, you go to here, and if you go to the state tax. Now, what's new? Let's talk about this first. When you sell a stock, let's say like Charles Schwab or any investment comes, they have an EIN number, and then they will show you a 1099-B like boy, and the pages, they are summary pages. They are short term, they are long term, the base report to the IRS, base not report to the IRS, and you just put the summary. That's okay for you to just put the summary of each kind. You does not need to do, let's say, Apple, Star, or so forth, so on stock. You don't have to. It used to be had to be listed in every stock, but about in the years about 2017 begin, we no longer require to more detail, so you can go to a summary because the IRS requires the investment company send all the detail with that EIN number and the social. The IRS will use those to matching the total. Okay, so if you have the day, but since you're doing summary, so therefore more likely the day of purchase are different, so you use various. In other software, you can also use a various at the day of sold. In the reality, it is a various. However, this trade tax software, if you put various as a day of sold, it could still show the tax return, can print, but when you do e-filing, they will become an error message. So therefore, you have to literally have to change it to December 31st, 2025, the last day of this. So that will make, since this already have various, so that covers the whole year in here. And then you have to manually put in either short term or long term. What is long term? Over 1 year. Short term, under 1 year. So it was long term. Now, in this case, there's no what sales. If there is a what sales, you need to put in here. The what sales are divided. You sell something at loss 30 days before the sale, same day, and the 30 days after the sale. That means that from 30 days, after 30 days, plus the same day, that's 61 days. You should not buy in the same stock that you sold at loss. If you do, you make the losses non-deductible, called what sells, like what's the hand. Not a cool thing. Don't do it. At least don't try not to. Now, the second thing, now this is I'm telling you, the very extreme cases, and this one, they're doing day trading, they sold at 1 million total. Now, the cost base is 1.2, is average loss 200K. However, there's a 400K what sells. What's going to happen? Even though you lose 200K on your book, you still report 200K taxable gain, and you need to pay tax on it. And that is the worst of all. You lose money on the book, and then you pay tax. But that's the law. So you make sure you do it accordingly. So make sure you follow the law. So this is something you don't want to do, to do it. This. You see it? This is not joking. This happened, the worst than this happened in my practice. I saw it. And some of them, the what sales could be as crazy as more than 1 million. So I have to protect my clients, so therefore no name, nobody is going to mention, but just say just such an information. And I feel so bad for my client that lose the money on the stock sold, yet need to pay tax. It's a huge tax 200K, even times 20% federal, that's 40K. There's a state, more than 10%, that's 30% of that, that's 60K. When you lose money, 200K, and you have to pay another 60K on the taxes, that is not the cool deal. The rental property. The rental property is something new, this one. We are approaching the closing of the individual tax return. This rental property is just bought it this year. Where to find it? Right here. Right here. Isn't it? They bought it January 6th of 2025. So you put both husband and wife own it. Where do we know it? Close statement. If they show one person's name, that's that person. If they show two people's name, yeah. When you see the information, don't ask why. Because you're an accountant, you report it. So you just based on that fact and do it with the respect and smile. We should ask all the questions we're supposed to be asked. We should not ask any question not supposed to be asked. And we're respecting every client. So now, this is the address. Nicole, this is a single family home. And then now, this is the question. If you require a 1099 or not. If you do a repair, like hire a handyman to fix your houses, produce rental in a year, total, not one time. January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025. If there's a $600 or more, include 600, you require to issue 1099. Let's say in these cases, require, and you say yes. But why in here? There are 800 in here. Was a cleaning and maintaining fee paid to one person. They asked them, the person, to fill out the W-9 and issue 1099, and that is legal and compliant, like here. And then you go back to here, get out from here, go to general, go to far right side, right here. Now you need to answer those questions. Each and every question, if you don't answer them, there's a $500 penalty. Now this is a double negative. Appear to be incorrect, incomplete, and inconsistent. Not a cool thing. If it's like this, as you think twice whether or not you should do this tax return. Right? We reserve the right to refuse to serve any, but we respect people. Even if you don't want to do their business, we respect them. Now, you say no in here and skip, yes. Yeah. Yes. You need to, you skip, yes. And when you say yes in here, there's another form you need to fill for all self-employed. They're not going to be have an earned income credit like about 2 classes ago. I told you about the earned income credit. Okay, this is number 15. You must answer. You do not able to say yes, and you should not do the tax return too. Sometimes the best business is the business you don't do. The best business sometimes is the business you don't do. We only do the business we're supposed to do. We only make the money we're supposed to make it. Now with that, we are finished this tax return. This tax return will come with husband and wife, 2 kids. Now, this is something new for this year. Originally from 2024 and before, one dependent is a clause, and there's no this detailed information. Now I ask, create a tax form 1040 and show this information in the page 1 or 1040. What that really mean? As really focus on looking for this information. And our due diligence had to be very careful and make sure every single box check is supposed to be checked, or every single box had not been checked is supposed to be not checked, according to the law and the client information.
Let me ask right now, if like age from maybe 2 to 4, they in the child care. So am I going to put student? No, right? I don't need to mark student, right?
No, they're not student.
They're not student, right?
But they're child care.
Okay.
Let's say
until start from kindergarten, right?
Yeah, let's say my wife is asking this question. Let's say if they are, let me make them become this 10 years like this, 2 years old. Now this will be a child care provider, for example, not a student. Okay, and then now if they have a child care, I mean here, you have to provide all the child care, the EIN number of the child care, for example. Those are all make up number. Okay. Now, besides in here, you also need to put 5,000. The 5,000 have to input in 2 places. Right here. Now, at this situation, will they get it? Not necessarily, I don't know. Let's see. Because there's some limitation for their income and anything. Let me see. Now, this is a kid, right? They do get $600. Okay, do you see it? As a tax reduction right here. Right here.
Okay, 1040 我係轉咗之後係點啊？1040
Right there.
Oh, childcare. Okay.
Mhm.
So I don't need to mark it automatically start from age, right? So they
No,
automatically mark that, right?
no, they mark it in here. You do remember you mark it. We mark it.
You do mark it?
Yeah,
Where?
right here. We mark it in here. Due diligence.
Oh, the due diligence, right?
Right here. Right here. You see?
Sorry.
Right here.
Oh, okay. Oh, mark there.
We mark. So you're gonna mark. Well, medical record is always have it, right? I mean, anything apply, you put in there, and then the software will come from you just basically answer yes or no, check or no, and the software will bring you up to whatever necessary. That's good because easy. Now, guess what? When you're in front of the client, you ask them. You ask those questions. Okay, especially interview. But do you know what? Make your life easy. I'm going to create the interview form. You just ask them. I'm going to put in English and Chinese. Okay, so that you guys, when you interview them, you're going to tell yes or no, and then you just check the box. Okay, so then the input they can base on the interview form, and then you do it. Okay, don't worry, you're good. In fact, a little bit later in January, they will an organizer will able to create it, and that organizer have almost everything. Next time, I'm gonna bring out some brand new, the empty one, and you guys can answer them. Okay. And then we attach the form. Okay. But right now, the organizer is not ready yet. I don't think it's ready yet. The organizer is not ready yet, I believe. Let me see. Not yet. Rồi,
Open một sao đó.
để mà thấy. Organizer. Not necessarily. No, trong mày đó. Trong mày chừng ngộ. Wait. A little bit later. Let me see. Let's say I use this one. I could do select all. Okay. So now I can create an organizer for this one. See, so this organizer, you're gonna have all the questions. Do you see it? There's a lot of checklists. So I'm gonna get the standard one for you guys. You're gonna answer all the and the smartest way is if they are new, they're old client, just go ahead to open the client information as you talking to them. You say you ask yes or no, and then you check it, you check in there. So that probably the best way, but if not, sometimes it's too busy and you can fill the question. Do you see? There's all the fake question in here. There's everything basically. Everything is in organizer. You see? But it's gonna takes a lot of time for you to interview to get this. But the problem of it, if you do not get those information, it's gonna make the prepare more difficult to get it done. So what in the future eventually is in front of client, the client come in, we have enough the people to get 70 to 80% of tax return done in right there. And that's what eventually we're going to do, or maybe, and then we go to 80%. Like SnapLab, 99% of the tax return finish it right in front of the client. So, okay. Any question for me for today? No question? I'm going to stop the recording.